electrical activity in the brain, and the temporal lobe is the most affected lobe. It's different from epilepsy in that epilepsy is a condition characterized by recurrent seizures. So they vary in presentation and the symptoms. They are based on the type of the seizure. Okay, so the general stages of a typical seizure will include seizure will have a prodromal stage, oral stage, ictal stage that consists of the tonic and clonic phases, and finally the post-ictal or the recovery. Looking at the prodromal phase, it's also called known as the pre-ictal phase. So in this phase, individuals experience changes in mood, behavior, or physical sensation. Could be hours or even days before the seizure actually occurs. They should be treated as early warning signs, and the person may be irritable, may be anxious, may present with some headache, dizziness, or other unusual sensations. So, what should someone do when they are in this prodromal phase? Yes, the person needs to take precaution to ensure safety and inform the healthcare provider. Okay? So you have said that the prodromal phase is also known as the pre-ictal. The ictal is the actual seizure, so the before the seizure. The prodromal phase, you've said, can occur hours or even days before the seizure. So once we've gone through the first stage of a seizure, we go to the second one, and the second one is known as the oral phase. It's also the pre-ictal phase again, because the seizure will be the ictal phase. Okay, so the oral is a focal or partial seizure that occurs immediately before a generalized seizure in some people. It also serves as a warning sign and is often described as a strange sensation or experience that precedes the onset of the full seizure. So the aura is widely between individuals and may include feelings of visual disturbances, auditory hallucinations, or sense of impending doom. This normally occurs hours. Remember, the prodromal could occur even some days. Okay, and you are able to observe these guys, they become irritable, anxious, but this one oral is a warning and occurs just some hours, almost immediately before now the general seizure. Okay, so here you're saying that the nurse asks a male client with epilepsy if he has oral with his seizures. Then the client says, I don't know what you mean. What are auras? Which statement by the nurse will be the best response for this client? Nurse A says some people have a warning that the seizure is about to start. Nurse B says the auras occur when you are physically and psychologically exhausted. The third nurse says you are concerned that you do not have auras before your seizures. And the last nurse says auras usually cause you to be sleepy after you have a seizure. So guys, the best response, the best nurse so far is nurse A. Some people have a warning sign that the seizure is just about to start, okay? Just about to start is the aura, okay? Whereas the prodromal could have some days, okay? Okay, guys. Let's go to the third stage, which is the ictal phase, okay? The ictal. So the ictal is the actual seizure actually. It is the active phase of the seizure itself. So during this stage, abnormal electrical discharges spread across the brain, leading to various manifestations. Remember that seizures can be generalized. Is to mean that they involve the entire brain, or focal, only affecting a specific area. So generalized seizures may cause loss of consciousness, convulsions, muscle rigidity, and subtle body movements like lip smacking or repeated hand movements. Okay. So focal seizures may cause twitching or jerking. Okay. Those are focal seizures in one part of the body and changes in consciousness without loss of consciousness. Okay. So during the ictal phase of the seizure, abnormal electrical activity is happening in which organ? Guys, we're talking about the brain that is it. So what is an aura in the context of a seizure? Yes, this question will keep on coming until we get it right. Is it a bright light that some people see during seizures? A strange sensation or experience that precedes a seizure? The rhythmic jerking movements during a seizure, or the recovery. The recovery said is the post-ictal, guys. The rhythmic jerking movements, yeah, is for the we are already in the ictal phase. Okay. Strange sensation experience that precedes a seizure. Okay. Yeah. Could be light, could be whatever. So the correct answer is B. Which of the following statement is true about the ictal phase of a seizure? It's always brief and lasts only a few seconds. It involves the person experiencing a complete loss of consciousness. It can manifest with different symptoms depending on the type of seizure. It occurs after the post-ictal. It occurs before the post-ictal, guys. Is it brief and lasts only for a few seconds? No, guys. It can take time. Okay? Yes. It involves one person experiencing a complete loss of consciousness. Depends. It can manifest with different symptoms depending on the type of the seizure. So in this ictal phase, we have the tonic and the clonic phases. Okay. So starting with the tonic phase. The tonic phase is the initial stage of a tonic-clonic seizures. And during this phase, the person experiences sudden loss of consciousness and may fall to the ground if they were standing. So muscles throughout the body contract forcefully, causing the body to stiffen and become rigid. So breathing may be impaired and the person may emit a loud voice due to involuntary cry that is normally caused by forced expiration of air from the lungs. So guys, have you ever experienced that? So this tonic phase usually lasts for a few seconds to a minute, the tonic. Then from the tonic we go to the clonic, and during this phase muscles alternate between contraction and relaxation, and this one normally results into rhythmic jerky movements. It's because of the contraction, relaxation. So the clonic phase typically affects the whole body or some cases specific parts of the body. The jerking movements are often rapid and can continue for a few minutes. Breathing may still be a problem because of the continual relaxation, contraction. Okay. So those are the two tonic and clonic phases of the ictal phase. Lastly, we have the post-ictal phase, and the post-ictal phase, this is the recovery phase after the seizure has ended. So during this stage, the brain is still recovering from the effects of the seizure, and the individual may experience a range of symptoms such as confusion, drowsiness, headache, muscle weakness, or difficulty speaking. Okay, so the length of the post-ictal phase can vary depending on the severity and the type of the disease. So the question is, how long does the post-ictal phase typically last? Yes, seconds to a minute. This is the tonic, guys. Few minutes to hours. The whole of the ictal, yeah. Hours to days. Could be the prodromal, yeah. Yes. So the correct answer, guys, is B. it can take some minutes to hours before someone fully recovers. Okay, which of the following actions should be taken during the post-ictal phase? During the recovery, should we restrain the person to prevent further? Don't restrain. Don't administer anything by mouth. Okay. Do you move the patient to a cold environment to wake them up? No. You need to keep the patient in a safe position and provide comfort and reassurance. Okay. Great. So generally, when someone is having a seizure, guys, keep the person safe. Okay, you could move any sharp or dangerous objects away from the person to prevent injury. Always time the seizure. Okay, note the time when the seizure started and how long it lasts. If the seizure lasts longer than for 5 minutes or repeats without full recovery in between, this will now be termed as a medical emergency, and we normally refer to it as status epilepticus. Okay, and immediate medical help should be sought. Always stay with the patient. Okay, stay with them until the seizure is over and they are fully conscious and aware of their surroundings. Do not restrain the person. Allow the seizure to run its course and avoid holding the person down, as this could cause injury. Once the seizure is over, help the person into a safe position on their side to facilitate breathing and prevent choking if there is excessive saliva or vomiting, guys. Guys, a link will be popping up on how to place a patient in recovery position, yeah, left recumbent position. Finally, you need to seek medical attention if the person's if this is the first time this guy is having the seizure, or the seizure has lasted more than 5 minutes, or if there are any signs of injury or other concerning symptoms. Okay, so you